Hello, my little eyelashes, and welcome to Tarot Third Eye. I was shuffling this morning and butterflies kept floating through my mind. So if butterflies mean something to you right now, this reading is absolutely yours. I pulled 6 cards and they're telling quite a story. Let's see what the universe has been trying to get your attention about. So we've got the Four of Pentacles here. And I'm immediately drawn to how tightly this figure is holding on to everything. Look at this person. They've got pentacles clutched to their chest, under their feet, balanced on their head. It's like they're trying to hold their whole world together with their bare hands. I'm getting a really strong message for someone who's been white-knuckling it lately. You know that feeling when you're so afraid of losing what you have that you can't even enjoy having it? That's this card in a nutshell. There's something about the number 4 coming through, and I don't think it's a coincidence. 4 walls, 4 corners, 4 seasons. Structure, yes, but also limitation. Someone out there has built themselves a really secure box, and now they're wondering why they feel so cramped. I keep seeing a closed fist. Security, but also what happens when you never open your hand? You can't receive anything new. The card is asking you to look at where your need for control might actually be controlling you. This is interesting though. The Four of Pentacles isn't necessarily saying you're wrong to hold on. Maybe you've been through something that taught you to protect what's yours. Maybe you've learned the hard way that letting go can mean losing everything. But there's a difference between being careful and being paralyzed. For whoever this is hitting home, you're not being asked to throw caution to the wind. You're being asked to consider whether the walls you build to keep danger out might also be keeping life out. Well, the cards are not being subtle today. We go from someone clutching everything to their chest to the magician, and this is about as opposite as it gets. Look at this figure with one hand pointing up to the heavens, one pointing down to the earth. As above, so below. The magician has all 4 suits laid out on the table: wands, cups, swords, pentacles, but they're not hoarding them. They're ready to use them. I'm getting something really specific here. The smell of rain before a storm. That electric feeling in the air when everything's about to shift. Someone listening right now knows exactly what I mean. After that Four of Pentacles energy, the magician is like, okay, you've been holding on so tight, but what if instead of protecting what you have, you started creating what you want? This card doesn't ask permission. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It sees possibility and reaches for it. There's something about the color red coming through strongly. Passionate, urgent, alive. And I keep seeing an open palm. Remember that closed fist from the last card? This is the antidote. But here's what's interesting. The magician has that same number 4 energy underneath, just expressed completely differently. 4 elements, 4 tools, 4 directions. The same structure, but now it's a foundation for manifestation instead of a prison for protection. I'm hearing a really clear message for whoever's been playing small lately. You know who you are. You've got everything you need right in front of you. The skills, the resources, the connections. The only thing missing is the willingness to actually use them. The magician doesn't overthink it. Doesn't worry about whether they're worthy or ready or qualified enough. They just begin. And maybe that's exactly what some of you have been avoiding. Not because you can't, but because once you start, there's no going back to pretending you don't have this power. This card is saying your protective phase is ending. Time to create something new. Have you ever planted something and then dug it up the next day to see if it was growing? The Ace of Pentacles is like that seed you need to trust in the dark soil. This card feels like such a gift after everything we've just seen. We went from that tight-fisted Four of Pentacles to the Magician's open-palmed power, and now this. A single pentacle floating in a divine hand, emerging from the clouds like an offering from the universe itself. I'm getting something really specific here. The sound of coins dropping into a well, that metallic ping, and then the wish. Someone out there has been wishing for exactly what this card represents, and it's closer than you think. But here's what's fascinating about this progression. That Four of Pentacles person who was holding on so tightly, they actually created the container for this new beginning. All that protective energy, all that careful planning, it wasn't wrong, it was preparation. And the Magician's willingness to reach for possibility, that opened the channel for this gift to arrive. The Ace of Pentacles doesn't come to people who aren't ready. It comes to people who've done the work, who've learned to value what matters, who've figured out how to use their power responsibly. This is opportunity with weight to it. Solid, real, tangible. I keep seeing a golden door handle. Not the door itself, just the handle. Like you've been standing in front of this opportunity for a while, maybe not even realizing what it was. Now, you're finally ready to turn the handle and step through. There's something about the number 1 coming through strongly. New beginnings? Yes, but also unity. This isn't just about you getting something good. This is about aligning with something bigger than yourself. Something that wants to grow through you. I'm getting a really clear message for anyone who's been second-guessing their worth lately. The Ace of Pentacles doesn't show up for people who don't deserve it. It shows up for people who are ready to steward something meaningful into the world. And there's this beautiful full circle energy happening here. Remember that closed fist from the first card? The Ace of Pentacles is what you've been protecting space for without even knowing it. Your careful boundaries, your refusal to settle, it was all making room for this moment. This card is saying the foundation is set, the tools are ready, and now the seed of something genuinely abundant is being placed in your hands. The question isn't whether you're worthy of it. The question is, what are you going to grow? This is tricky. Four of Cups, and I can already feel some of you pulling back from this card. There's this figure sitting under a tree, arms crossed, looking away from 3 cups in front of them, while a 4th cup hovers in the air from a mysterious hand. Classic disillusionment energy, but after everything we've just walked through together, this hits differently. Remember that journey we started with? The Four of Pentacles gripping so tightly, the Magician opening those hands to create, the Ace of Pentacles arriving as this beautiful gift from the universe. Well, the Four of Cups is what happens when you've been on that roller coaster of scarcity and abundance, and suddenly your nervous system just stops. I'm getting something really specific here. The feeling of sitting in a parked car with the engine running, knowing you need to go somewhere, but your body won't cooperate. Someone out there knows exactly what I mean. That the heaviness in your chest when opportunity knocks and you can't even lift your head to answer. This card isn't about being ungrateful or spoiled, despite what some people say. This is emotional overwhelm, masquerading as apathy. Look at this figure. They're not rejecting those cups out of arrogance. They're protecting themselves from another disappointment. Here's what I keep seeing with this progression. You went from hoarding everything to finally opening up and manifesting something real, something solid like that Ace of Pentacles promised. But now you're looking at what you created and feeling nothing. Or worse, feeling like it's not enough, or it's not what you really wanted, or you're not worthy of enjoying it. I'm picking up on the color gray, not sad gray, but that neutral space between storms. Some of you are in this liminal moment where the old protective patterns don't work anymore, but the new abundant reality hasn't fully landed in your body yet. That fourth cup floating in the air, that spirit trying to offer you something, but you're too emotionally saturated to receive it. It's like when someone offers you water when you're already drowning. Technically helpful, but timing is everything. There's something about a cat stretching in sunlight coming through. Cats know how to rest without guilt, how to say no without explanation. The Four of Cups is teaching you that sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is absolutely nothing until your soul catches up with your circumstances. For whoever's been pushing through everything lately, this card is permission to pause. That golden door handle from the last card, it's still there. The opportunity isn't going anywhere. But maybe you need to sit under this tree for a moment and let your nervous system remember that safety can be boring, that abundance doesn't always feel like fireworks. The Four of Cups isn't the end of your story. It's the rest between movements. Even the magician needs to recharge sometimes. Okay, now things are about to get very interesting. The Knight of Swords comes charging in like a bolt of lightning after all this careful, contemplative energy we've been sitting in. Look at this knight, sword raised high, horse at full gallop, clouds swirling behind them like they're outrunning a storm. This is pure momentum, pure action. And after that Four of Cups energy where we were sitting under the tree feeling emotionally waterlogged, this feels like a complete system reset. I'm getting something really specific here. The sound of a screen door slamming. That sharp crack that means someone just made a decision and they're not looking back. There's a group of you who have been in that contemplative pose, that gray space between storms, and suddenly something has shifted. The apathy is lifting. And underneath it, pure determination. Remember that journey we've been on together? Starting with the Four of Pentacles holding everything so tightly, then the Magician opening those hands to create, the Ace of Pentacles arriving as this golden opportunity, and then that Four of Cups moment where your nervous system just couldn't process any more abundance. Well, the Knight of Swords is what happens when your soul finally catches up and says enough sitting around. It's time to move. But here's what's fascinating about this knight appearing now. This isn't reckless action. This isn't running away from your feelings or bypassing that necessary rest period. This is clarity cutting through confusion like a sword through silk. Swift, clean, decisive. I keep seeing a bird taking flight after a long winter, that moment when something inside just knows it's time. The Knight of Swords carries that same energy. You've done the internal work, you've sat with the overwhelm, you've let your nervous system recalibrate, and now there's this crystal clear knowing about what needs to happen next. There's something about the letter I'm coming through strongly. Maybe a name, maybe a word, maybe a play. Someone will know what this means. And I keep getting this image of keys jingling, like someone's finally ready to unlock what they've been protecting. What I love about this progression is how the Knight of Swords transforms everything that came before. That tight control from the Four of Pentacles. Now it's focused intention. The Magician's manifestation power. Now it has direction and speed. That golden opportunity from the Ace of Pentacles. Now you know exactly how to seize it. And that contemplative pause from the Four of Cups. It gave you the clarity to act from wisdom instead of desperation. This knight doesn't second guess or overthink. They see the path and they take it. I'm getting a really strong message for anyone who's been waiting for permission, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for someone else to make the first move. The Knight of Swords is here to tell you that the moment is now and the permission comes from within. But there's something else here. The Knight of Swords isn't just about personal action. This is about being the catalyst for change in other people's lives too. You know that firefly energy I mentioned before? Sometimes you're the small light in someone else's darkness. And sometimes you're the knight charging in to clear the path for others who are still sitting under their trees. The air feels electric right now, like right before that storm I mentioned with the magician. Something is about to break open, and the Knight of Swords is here to make sure you're ready to ride that wave instead of getting knocked over by it. This is courage in motion, and it's been building through every single card we've seen so far. The Queen of Wands sits on her throne holding a sunflower, and there's this black cat at her feet looking up at her with complete devotion. After everything we've walked through together, that whole journey from protective hoarding to magical manifestation to golden opportunities to contemplative poses to that lightning strike moment of the Knight of Swords, this queen feels like coming home to yourself. I'm getting something really specific here. The scent of cinnamon and honey, like someone just pulled fresh bread from the oven. There's a warmth here that's been missing from the other cards, even the powerful ones. This isn't just confidence, it's earned wisdom. This queen has been through her own version of everything we've seen in this reading. Look at how she holds that sunflower, not gripping it like the Four of Pentacles gripped those coins, but cradling it. She knows her own power, but she also knows how to nurture what she's been given. That sunflower represents everything you've been growing through this entire journey, and now it's finally in full bloom. There's something about the letter M coming back around. Remember I mentioned it with the Knight of Swords? It's stronger now, like that M is connected to this mastery energy the Queen embodies. Someone will know exactly what this means for their situation. What I love about this Queen appearing as our final card is how she integrates everything that came before. She has the Four of Pentacles appreciation for security, but she's not hoarding, she's stewarding. She carries the Magician's manifestation power, but tempered with experience. She received that Ace of Pentacles gift and actually built something lasting with it. She honored that Four of Cups need for emotional processing, and she channels the Knight of Swords' decisive action, but with strategy instead of pure impulse. That black cat at her feet is fascinating to me. Cats appeared earlier in our reading too. That image of a cat stretching in sunlight during the Four of Cups. But this cat isn't just lounging in comfort. This cat chose this queen, follows her, trusts her completely. It's like your intuition has finally aligned with your conscious desires. No more internal conflict between what you want and what you think you should want. I keep seeing golden light, but not the harsh gold of ambition, the soft gold of late afternoon sun. Someone out there has been pushing so hard for so long, and the Queen of Wands is here to say you can stop pushing now. You can start leading instead. There's a difference between forcing your way forward and naturally drawing people and opportunities toward you. For whoever's been wondering if they're ready, if they have what it takes, if they deserve to take up space, the Queen of Wands doesn't ask those questions anymore. She knows. And that knowing isn't arrogance, it's integration. You've been through the whole cycle now. The protection phase, the opening phase, the receiving phase, the processing phase, the action phase. This is the embodiment phase. There's something about fire that doesn't burn coming through. Controlled flame, sacred flame, the kind of fire that lights candles instead of burning bridges. Your power has matured. You know how to be fiercer without being destructive, how to be confident without being careless. I'm getting a really strong message for anyone who's been waiting for external validation. The Queen of Wands stopped waiting for permission a long time ago. She gives herself permission, and more than that, she gives other people permission too, just by being who she is. That is true leadership. Remember those butterflies that started this whole reading? The Queen of Wands is what you become after the transformation is complete. Not perfect, not without challenges, but fully integrated. You know your worth, you trust your judgment, and you're ready to share your gifts without apology. This Queen is saying your apprenticeship is over. You've learned the lessons, you've done the work, you've earned your place at the table. Now stop asking if you belong there and start showing others how to find their own seats. The sunflower always faces the light, and so do you. That's your superpower now. Not just finding the light, but being it for others. So here we are at the end of this journey, and what a journey it's been. From that tight-fisted protection of the Four of Pentacles all the way to the Queen of Wands sitting in her full power with that sunflower in her hands. This reading has been about transformation, but not the quick kind. The slow, deep kind that actually sticks. The universe took you through every phase you needed. The hoarding, the opening, the receiving, the processing, the acting, and finally the embodying. Each card built on the last one, like stepping stones across a river you didn't even know you were crossing. What I want you to carry with you is this. Your protective instincts weren't wrong, they were just the beginning. Everything you've been through, everything you've held on to, everything you've had to release. It was all preparing you for this moment where you finally trust yourself enough to lead with your gifts instead of hiding them. If you felt that electric storm energy, or if the letter M landed for you, definitely let me know in the comments. I'm always curious which signs hit home for people. And if you subscribe, you'll never miss it when Spirit has something specific to share. Butterflies, I really hope this reading gave you exactly what you needed to hear today. Look after yourselves, little eyelashes.